National Football League on EA Sports. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and off we go on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. First carry now for A.J. Dillon. And they are not going to let him turn the corner. Some serious pressure right out of the gate. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. He'll drop to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
At the 38-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
First down, Steelers.
They'll look to throw here. He'll check this down, complete to Dillon. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Dillon now on 1st and 10. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
And oftentimes we think about statement drives in the second halves of games, especially in the fourth quarter. But here, it's happening early, a definite statement. They've held on to the ball for a healthy portion of this first quarter already. And now after that completion, they're set up first and goal.
They'll run here with Dillon. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
They get this out left. Touchdown! Julio Jones. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Steelers 7, Bengals 0.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And finally, he is out of bounds, but not before taking it down near the 15. A big play there on the catch and run. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They go play action now. Wilson. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Cole Kmet with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. On a return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive, that culminated in a touchdown.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And the Bengals are going to take over here up near the 40. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 43-yard line.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. The sack by Jordan Willis. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. 7-7, our score after one. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Flushed out right. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
That's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there, because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Wilson. Forced out to his left. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. This a 43-yard attempt. And Gano's kick is right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Looking deep for Julio. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that, but I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Second down, back to Sanders. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now, these two teams, you might recall, met back in mid-season, Week 8 to be exact. And it was the visiting Bengals who came away with a victory in that one, so they'll look to take the season series now here at home in Cincinnati. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Running right, here's Sanders.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Zach Taylor, a new breed of head coach. He's going to go for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they do have terrific starting field position, but no timeouts to work with, so they'll need to operate quickly. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball. These two teams met in Cincinnati earlier in the year with the Bengals coming out on top. So a win here in Cincinnati would give them the season sweep 2-zip. 2nd and 10. First throw now for the backup Tua Tagovailoa. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Tua sets up to pass it. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back. He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now it's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Zimmerman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up the first down.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. That's complete right side to Kmet. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. Wilson will throw again. That's complete to Mooney. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. Hill diving, and he's got it full extension. What a catch. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
In most goal line situations, defensive tackles are just trying to hold the line, hold their ground, and let the other guys roam and make the play. But in this situation, he's able to push his way into the backfield and disrupt that play for a loss.
On 2nd and goal. Wilson over the middle, complete. That's Moore. Touchdown, Bengals. DJ Moore. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Gano the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, it's Dillon. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
He finds his man, complete. That's Watkins. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st down, Dillon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. He'll look to throw. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go draw play. It's Dillon. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back to throw now on 1st down. They'll check it down, complete to Dillon. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be a 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll set up a throw. Escaping the pressure right. And this is incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Bengals will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And he's able to get up here to the 26.
52 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it a second down. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
Now Sanders. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Monte Nicholson picks it. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game.
17, Steelers 14. Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Another run with Sanders. Big hold to the 30. And some room to maneuver. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Here comes Sanders on the toss right. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. On third down, they turn to Sanders. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Here's Brett Kern now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. I think they're just a product of trying to buy themselves 5 extra yards.
And they want to help their punter out, right? Help with the angle, trying to pin the ball deep. That's exactly what they did there.
Here's Brett Kern now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Dillon. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. Well, going into the